What is the supreme law of the land? The supreme law of the land is the Constitution. What does the Constitution do? The Constitution sets up the government, it defines the government, and it protects the basic rights of Americans. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? The first 3 words in the Constitution are "We the people." What is an amendment? An amendment is a change or an addition to the Constitution. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called the Bill of Rights. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? The First Amendment provides for freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, or freedom to petition the government. How many amendments does the Constitution have? The Constitution has 27 amendments. What did the Declaration of Independence do? The Declaration of Independence announced and declared our independence from Great Britain, and it said that the United States is free from Great Britain. What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence are life and liberty, but also the pursuit of happiness. What is freedom of religion? Freedom of religion means that you can practice any religion or not practice a religion if you choose. What is the economic system in the United States? The economic system in the United States is capitalist. What is the rule of law? The rule of law means that everyone must follow the law, the leaders must obey the law, and that no one is above the law. Name one branch or part of the government. There are 3 branches to the government. There is the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. Each branch has its parts. The legislative part is the Senate and the House of Representatives. The executive is the President, the Vice President, and the Cabinet. The judicial are the justices on the court. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? Checks and balances stop one branch from becoming too powerful. Who is in charge of the executive branch in the government? The President is in charge of the executive branch. Who makes federal laws? Federal laws are made by Congress. What are the 2 parts of the United States Congress? The 2 parts for the United States Congress are the Senate and the House of Representatives. How many U.S. senators are there? There are 100 U.S. senators, 2 from each state. We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? A United States senator is elected for 6 years.
Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? To answer this question, click on the link below. Select your state or territory from the interactive map to obtain the answer.
The House of Representatives has how many voting members? There are 435 voting members in the House of Representatives. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A representative is elected for 2 years.
Name your representative. To answer this question, click on the link below. Select your state or territory from the interactive map to obtain the answer.
Who does a U.S. senator represent? A United States senator represents all the people of his state. Why do some states have more representatives than others? Because of the state's population, there can be more representatives from one state or another. We elect a president for how many years? We elect a president for 4 years. In what month do we vote for president? We vote for president in the month of November. What is the name of the United States president now?
The name of the President of the United States now is Donald Trump.
What is the name of the vice president now?
The name of the Vice President of the United States now is Mike Pence.
If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? If the president can no longer serve, the vice president becomes president. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? If both the president and vice president can no longer serve, the Speaker of the House becomes the president. Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? The Commander-in-Chief of the military is the President. Who signs bills to become laws? The President signs bills to become laws. Who vetoes bills? The President vetoes bills. What does the President's Cabinet do? The President's Cabinet advises the President. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? There are 15 cabinet-level positions: Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Energy, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of State, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Secretary of Labor, and Attorney General. What does the judicial branch do? The judicial branch reviews laws, explains laws, and determines the constitutionality of laws. What is the highest court in the United States? The highest court in the United States is the Supreme Court. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? There are 9 justices on the Supreme Court. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States? The Chief Justice of the United States is John Roberts. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? The federal government has several powers. It can print money, declare war, or create an army. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? The states provide schooling, provide police protection, and provide safety, as in fire departments.
Who is the governor of your state now? To answer this question, click on the link below. Select your state or territory from the interactive map to obtain the answer. What is the capital of your state? To answer this question, click on the link below. Select your state or territory from the interactive map to obtain the answer.
What are the 2 major political parties of the United States? The 2 major political parties of the United States are the Democratic and Republican parties. What is the political party of the president now?
The political party of the president now is Republican.
What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
The Speaker of the House of Representatives now is Paul Ryan.
There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Citizens 18 and older can vote. Any citizen can vote. A male citizen of any race can vote. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? United States citizens can vote or can serve on a jury.
Name one right only for United States citizens. United States citizens have the right to vote in a federal election or run for federal office.
What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Everyone in the United States has the right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition the government, freedom of worship, and the right to bear arms. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, we are showing our loyalty to the flag. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? You promise to give up loyalty to other countries, to defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States, to obey the laws of the United States, to serve in the U.S. military if needed, and to be loyal to the United States. How old do citizens have to be to vote? Citizens have to be 18 years old in order to vote. What are two ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? Americans can vote, join a political party, help with a campaign, join a civic group, join a community group, call senators and representatives, they can run for office, or they can write to a newspaper. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? Federal income tax forms need to be sent in by April 15th. When must all men register for the Selective Service? All men must register for the Selective Service at the age of 18. Name one reason the colonists came to America. The colonists came to America for several reasons, among them for political freedom, for religious freedom, and for economic opportunity. Who lived in America before the colonists arrived? In answer to this question, you can either say Native Americans or American Indians. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? Africans were brought to America and sold as slaves. Why did the colonists fight the British? The colonists fought the British because of high taxes and because they didn't have self-government. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? The Declaration of Independence was written by Thomas Jefferson. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4, 1776. There were 13 original states. Name 3. For this question, I'm going to go ahead and give you the 13 original states. They were New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? The Constitution was written at the Constitutional Convention. When was the Constitution written? The Constitution was written in 1787. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, or John Jay were all writers of the Federalist Papers. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? Benjamin Franklin, besides being a U.S. diplomat, was the oldest member of the Constitutional Convention, and he was the first Postmaster General of the United States. Who is the father of our country? George Washington is known as the father of our country. Who was the first president? The first president was George Washington. What territory did the U.S. buy from France in 1803? The U.S. bought the Louisiana Territory in 1803 from France. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. There were several wars fought by the United States in the 1800s, among them the War of 1812, the Civil War, the Mexican-American War, and the Spanish-American War. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. The U.S. war between the North and the South is either known as the Civil War or the war between the states. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. There were several problems that led to the Civil War, among them slavery, economic reasons, and the states wanting their own rights. What is one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, led the United States during the Civil War, and he saved the Union. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? The Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. What did Susan B. Anthony do? Susan B. Anthony fought for civil rights and fought for women's rights. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. There were several wars fought by the United States in the 1900s. World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Persian Gulf War. Who was president during World War I? The President of the United States during World War I was Woodrow Wilson. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? The President of the United States during World War II and the Great Depression was Franklin Roosevelt. Who did the United States fight during World War II? The United States fought Japan, Italy, and Germany during World War II. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? President Eisenhower was in World War II. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? The main concern for the United States during the Cold War was communism. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? The movement that tried to end racial discrimination was known as the Civil Rights Movement. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? Martin Luther King Jr. fought for civil rights, and he worked for equality for all Americans. What major event happened on September 11, 2001 in the United States? On September 11, 2001, terrorists attacked the United States. Name one American Indian tribe. There are several American Indian tribes, among them the Cherokee, the Navajo, the Sioux, the Chippewa, the Choctaw, the Pueblo, the Apache, the Iroquois, the Creek, the Blackfeet, the Seminole, the Cheyenne, the Shawnee, and the Huron. Name one of the longest rivers in the United States. The Missouri and the Mississippi are the longest rivers in the United States. What ocean is located on the west coast of the United States? The Pacific Ocean is located on the west coast of the United States. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? The Atlantic Ocean is on the east coast of the United States. Name one U.S. territory. There are several U.S. territories, including Guam, Puerto Rico, American Samoa, or the U.S. Virgin Islands. Name one state that borders Canada. There are several states that border Canada: Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington, and Alaska. Name one state that borders Mexico. There are 4 states that border Mexico: California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. What is the capital of the United States? The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. Where is the Statue of Liberty? The Statue of Liberty is located in New York's harbor. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? The flag has 13 stripes because they represent the original 13 colonies. Why does the flag have 50 stars? The flag has 50 stars because each star represents a state. What is the name of the national anthem? The national anthem is called the Star-Spangled Banner. When do we celebrate Independence Day? We celebrate Independence Day on July 4th. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. There are several U.S. holidays. Let me go ahead and name them for you. New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.